Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Today's video is going to be the new Catrice products for Fall Winter 2023-2024. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video is a long time coming. I've been collecting these products over the past week. I'm sitting down to film this the night before. It's literally past 8 p.m. and I haven't even filmed this because this bronzer, I could not get my hands on it. I tried very hard. And also this took at least half a week to show up. But I have everything that I was personally interested in, and I'm going to be showing you a full face makeup look. The only thing they didn't do that's new, that could be of interest to people, is a new true foundation and a concealer. But I have plenty of Catrice products to substitute those, so we're doing a full face of Catrice with as many new products as we possibly can. If you're unfamiliar with the channel, then hi, my name is Maaike. I live in the Netherlands. I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone, and this means that I just prefer my makeup to be a little bit differently than most people. I have been reviewing makeup for more than a decade, and I love trying out Essence and Catrice eyeshadow palettes and getting the use out of my makeup. So if that sounds up your street, then definitely consider subscribing. So yes, the new Catrice products, there's a lot here. Like I said, save for foundation and concealer, everything here is new. I've got a powder, I've got several lip products, 2 eyeshadow palettes, a cream bronzer, a cream contour, 2 different blushes, a new highlighter, 2 primers. I mean, it's too much to be trying on in one video. However, I will talk about each product in this video today, and I have already swatched everything as well. So I'll be inserting all of the pictures of the swatches and close-ups of the products so that if you are taking the decision whether you want to buy any of these, that this video can be as helpful as possible. There's going to be at least one spin-off of this video because I cannot try all of the lip products in the same video. So you're getting in the video these guys, the Max It Ups. Those I'll put on my lips for you. These are like all lip plumping kind of things. And then the lip tints. And also the Marblicious lip glosses are gonna have its own dedicated video in September. So I'm gonna be doing a separate review on those 2 products. Having said all that, getting all of that out of the way so I don't disappoint anybody, that you get to the end of the video and I get to the lips and you're like, why didn't you try everything? There's only so much I can do in one go. But as I mentioned, I will be inserting swatches. I'll also make sure that this video is cut into parts so that if you only want to see a certain category of products that you can. So I'll split it into base, cheeks, eyes, and lips so that you have a bit of a reference point and it's easier to scroll through this video. With all that said, let me just get to this because we have a lot to talk about. We're kicking things off with lip balm. I've got 3 new ones. This is a formula that's been around but that I haven't tried. It's the Lip Jam, and this honey flavored one is actually the one that's new. And then this is one of their new like tinted balms. They've done a rendition of this in every release for the past 2 years. They're always just this pinky peach kind of shade. And this, you can't see it in this lighting. It's far too overblown, but I hope the close-up shows you this, that it actually has glitters in them. So I'll put this one on first because it gives a bit of a tint. And then the strawberry one also has a tint. And then I'll put the honey one on top for more hydration because then I can test it all out. So this is what the Glitter Glam Glow Lip Balm looks like on me. It's just that color changing, works with your lips, subtle hint of pink that it gives you. It's got quite a sweet sort of scent. It's not overpowering in any way. So I quite like these. I've had several of these in the past and they're great, but I feel they're not hydrating enough to really work on me as a lip balm, which is why I'm going in with the honey one. And this smells like honey. Like if you've tried like Burt's Bees products that also have that beeswaxy scent, this does as well, but this is a clear one. So we'll see how long that scent lingers. I feel it's already dissipating the minute I put it on. And the strawberry one actually smells like strawberries, like real strawberries. Very sweet, but actually quite pleasant. I'm not sure I'm loving the honey one as much, but We'll see how it goes. I just wanted to try these. They're apparently pretty big on TikTok, so I just figured I could give them a whirl. The formula has been around for a while, and I'm pretty low on lip balms at the minute, so I thought I could try these. Primer time, and I'm not going to be able to put 3 primers on, and for the sake of the video, and I want to show you this first, I'm not going to be putting on the Endless Pearls primer. This is a beautifying face primer with some pearls, so it's one of those things that they've done in limited editions before, but now it's part of their regular range. If you pump this out, it does have a little bit of that sparkly thing to it, but because this also has glow, I don't want to go too glowy. So I'll test this out separately some other time. Just has a pump, and then you have it. I think I tried one from the Villains collection from a limited edition, and that was fine. So, and this felt very similarly when I swatched this, so I think they've just taken that formula and stuck it in different packaging, because even the bottle looks identical, it just has a different sticker. The one I'm going to be applying as a true primer is this new Vitamin C Fresh Glow Primer. It also says glow, but I'm suspecting that this is more like a clear one that also does a little bit more for your skin. I love these little Catrice primers. I've tried so many of them in the past, and they always work really well for me. So this one does look orange when it comes out. I'm just going to be applying the smallest amount so we can still see how this new product that I've seen all over my Instagram feed is going to work. Okay, so this primer actually has a citrusy kind of scent, which I'm not entirely sure if that's what I needed in this. It says here on the back that it has 2% of actual vitamin C. It hydrates, it moisturizes, and it revitalizes the skin for a fresh glow. I don't feel, as I put this on, that it's overly glowy. It doesn't make you look like a grease ball, so that's a good thing. Because it will not affect the performance of the next product that I'm very excited to talk about. So yeah, the Fresh Glow Primer, I'm gonna have to wear it more to see whether it affects the wear time of my makeup, but I already know this similar style packaging primers I've tried in the past, they do a really good job of hanging on to your makeup, and even though it comes out with this little orange tint, it definitely goes on clear when you put it on your face. So the product, this is another reason why it took a while for me to put this video together, because their Soft Glam Filter Fluid, which of course, Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, which I decluttered, but the person I gave it to tells me that she is willing to send it back to me so that I can actually do like a short and compare all 3 of these, because I also still have my e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is a little bit too dark for me, but I figured I could just swatch the 2 products side by side. It's got that giant tofu with the e.l.f. And that's exactly what the Catrice one does as well. I think the Catrice, which I have in shade 10 Fair Light, is a little bit better for me. It's not as gigantic as the e.l.f., but there's the 2 products side by side, and I actually feel that the Catrice one may actually have a little bit more glow than the e.l.f. one. So this is definitely that sort of product. They're trying to dupe that. I believe it's going to be available online in 8 or 10 shades. In stores, I've only seen them stock 3 because the new products were already out because I picked that bronzer up in store. But these products were all sold out, and they have been selling out super quickly. So I just grabbed a shade that I thought could be a match, but I actually think I need 1 shade up, which is 015 Fair or Light Neutral or something like that. So there are different undertones in this. It does seem to go quite deep based on from what I've seen online. And they say that this is that, you know, what you can do with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. You can wear this on its own as a base product. You can wear it under makeup, or you can wear it as a highlighter. So today I'm going to be using this under my foundation so that hopefully we can see what this does. Does it cancel out any of my redness? What does this actually do? Swatching it on the back of my hand, I feel that this doesn't have as much coverage as the Charlotte Tilbury actually does. That I feel I can sort of wear on its own. With this, I'm not sure, so let me try it out. This is very pretty. I think I like the look of this better than the Charlotte Tilbury and the e.l.f. one if I put it all over my face. Look at that. It evens out my skin tone just a little bit. It's more effective on camera than it is in real life because the lights and the way they reflect on my skin in the viewfinder makes this look even more perfected than it already is. Now, I don't feel that I would have to go in with another foundation on top of this to add coverage. Just a bit of concealer, so this is one of those perfect no makeup kind of looks. Of course, I have no clue how this is gonna wear. This is the first time I'm putting it on. It's just the first impression. But come back in a few months when I've also tried the new Essence products, because whenever I've had a chance to give everything a whirl, I do a giant roundup video in like usually November, December, and I let you know all my thoughts when I've given it a little bit more time. And in the meantime, all of my actual product reviews go up on the blog. So I've got a lot of content coming with all of these new products. So I think I'm not going to go in with one of my favorite foundations Catrice has ever done. This is the Tinted Serum Foundation, which they launched last spring. I have mine in, do I remember what shade this is? 004N. That's the shade of this, but I feel I don't need it. So I'm just going to go in with these two. So this is the Cover and Care Concealer, which they still do. This is in 002N, but the product I want to highlight here is the Under Eye Brightener. This used to come in just one shade, but I already have the shade that they did then because this is perfect. It's like this pinky tone, which is nice for me, but they're now coming out with more of a yellowy undertone. So if you have a warmer undertone and you're looking for a good color corrector that feels to me like it's a dupe for the Becca under eye primer thing that they used to do, I feel that this is that product, but at a drugstore price point. So I really love mine, and they've come out with a new shade. So let me apply some concealer, and then we get back to powder. So this way, with just a little bit of concealer, I feel I can keep that glow, and I really like this look. It's got enough coverage. It has everything I just need. Scent-wise, this doesn't really have a noticeable scent, which I'm very happy with, because very often they tend to like put like something floral in these kind of products, especially if it's a high-end brand, but this seems to be unscented, which is great. For powder, we have the Soft Glam Filter Powder. Beautiful You. This is the Complexion Perfecting Face Powder. Creates a radiant finish and soft focus effect, balancing a mix of shades for a healthy look. Fits all skin tones. I don't think the latter thing actually applies if you have deep skin. I think this is going to wash people out who have anything like deeper than a light skin tone. But you can see a little bit, it's got purple, peach, and green, so it's got some color correcting properties. And it seemed on the back of my hand to be very, very smooth and just a really good powder. I've liked other Catrice powders in the past as well, but they're sometimes a little bit more mattifying, which is why I tend to prefer Essence. But this is a lovely powder, it seems, just from swatching it. So let's see what this does when I just apply it a little bit in the areas where I applied some concealer. So with a brush, this does have a little bit of kick up, as in the brush hairs will scratch the surface a little bit and you get actual powder particles. So this can be a little bit messy. But I do like the look of this. It doesn't, like, it's definitely toned things down a little bit in the glow department, which is not why I'm doing this. I just need my makeup to last a little bit longer in my T-zone and also on my under eye. Nowadays, I actually use I use a bit of eye primer on my lower lid as well, just to help with the creasing and smudging. It's been working marvelously for me. But this powder, I think, looks very pretty on me. Of course, I have no clue how this is gonna wear. When I get to the eyes, I'm gonna grab my close-up mirror, and if by that time my skin doesn't look like overly porous, because that's usually what happens. If a powder is too drying, my nose just starts to look like pore galore. So that's why that product is one that I definitely need to test out more as well. I'm quickly doing my brows off camera because those aren't new products, and then we'll head into cheeks. So for cheeks, they're actually doing quite a bit. We have some bronzery contour kind of things. We've got a new highlighter, and we've got new blushes. So let's talk about those. I'm gonna talk about them in the order how I would normally apply them. So we have the Melted Sun Cream Bronzer in the shade 020 Beach Babe. This is the product that took the longest to get a hold of. It was sold out everywhere. And I had ordered it online, I thought, And then the package came earlier today thinking, oh, I'll wait for that package to arrive and then I can film the video at the end of the afternoon and I can edit it at the night during the nighttime and it can go live Saturday morning. So I got this with this and these 4 were in the package and this wasn't. And I still don't know whether I actually paid for it or not, so I'm gonna have to contact customer service. But I had to go get some, run some errands anyway, so I was like, okay, I need to go to the drugstore anyways. Let me go to the big one to see if they already have the new products out. And this was the last one. It was unopened, and that's why, because I bought it in store, it's got sellotape all over it. But yeah, this is what the shade looks like. It's a bit warm toned, and what's weird about this one, and this is why I was intrigued, it comes in 2 shades, 020 and 030. There's no 010. Even on the Catrice website, it's not listed. So that has me worried. It looks a little green in the swatch, I feel. So we'll see how this goes. And then to save the day, but I won't be able to put that on as well, we have this contour and highlight stick. So I'll be testing this out separately. This is the Magic Shaper Contour and Glow Stick. And I have this in the shade 010 Light. So this one I'm gonna leave for now because I'm very curious what this will do. Then for highlighter, we have the Glow Lights highlighter in the shade Rosy Nude. And this looks so strange because it looks gold with pink. But when I swatched it, it looked like a champagne base with a soft, icy pink sort of flash. So I think you can wear this whether you're warm toned or cool toned because your skin will pick up on the different undertones that are mixed in this product, I hope. So I hope this is successful. And then for blush, they are doing 2, I think, in this Cheek Affair blush and highlight palette. So again, the highlight I can't test, but I figured I've got 2 cheeks. So maybe I can try both blush shades because they're pretty similar. This is 010 Love at First Sight. There's also a warm toned one. But this, if you're looking for a cool tone, pinky lavender kind of blush, this is good. And then they've come out with a new shade of the Air Blush Glow, and this is Berry Haze, and this is the shade I wanted to have last time. So last time in this line, I got something that was called Wine, and that was a bit warm toned, and I didn't love it, but this is a cool tone one, so I had to try it. So let me whack this on, and then we'll talk about how these cheek products work in the application afterwards. So that's the cheeks done. I think very, very successful. So this Melted Sun Cream Bronzer, I don't think I told you the name of this yet. Very creamy, very melty. The minute you stick your finger in here, you can really feel it melting. I went in with a bit too much on my first cheek, but when I was able to like tone it down, you really only need to put your brush in like doop, and then you have enough. I like the shade on me. It's really not offensive at all. I thought it was going to be too dark or muddy looking, but I like this. It's a nice bronzed look for sure. This highlight, I'm not sure what Catrice is on, but this is a good highlighter. It's a bit more highlighter than I currently want to go for, I think. This is more like a little bit more intense than what I normally go for nowadays, but it is very pretty. It doesn't look warm toned at all. It just disappears into the skin, and then you have this really nice lit from within highlight. So another good one from Catrice. They can do a good highlighter, and I think, yeah, this may be replacing, like formula wise, the what was it called again? Those glazing highlighters that they did. I don't remember what they were called, because this also feels like a very rich, creamy formula when you touch it. Then on this cheek, I applied the Cheek Affair, and this is a very stunning, cooler toned rosy sort of vibe, but I feel that when I applied it to my cheeks, it looks a little warm, but that could be the bronzer underneath that makes it a bit warm toned. And on this cheek, I applied far too much bronzer. So that could actually change this a little bit. So I think this I'm gonna have to just test out a little bit more before I can truly say anything about it. And then this Air Blush Glow is over here. Again, a little bit warmer once it goes on, but that again could be the bronzer underneath. So I'm definitely gonna have to use these blushes with some other products to see how it wears. But also pretty. And whether you're using one or the other, the shade makes really no difference. So I feel that these have pretty much the same shade of blush in. So I like this cheek look. I think some really good, very nicely formulated products indeed. Are you ready for eyes? We got 2 new eyeshadow palettes. They seem to have now replaced the 5 in a box with the Wow in a Box line. This is in the shade Peach Perfect. It's shade 010. So even though this packaging looks identical to the 5 in a box, they just are starting over this line. Who knew? So yeah, this little guy looks pretty promising, but it is quite warm toned. I am very excited for this shade. Let me give you that a quick live swatch. It reminds me a lot of one of the shades you get in the Mini Retro by Natasha Denona. That also has this like pinky, peachy rose tone that just works more as a topper, but can be worn by itself as well. So that seems to be a very pretty shade that I look very much forward to wearing. So I think I want to use that shade and then take some other shades from this new, the Cozy Earth eyeshadow palette. So this came, this is a 5th palette in a line as well. I actually reviewed the other 4 in this lineup in a video last fall, so I can link that in the description box down below. This is pretty decent quality eyeshadow, I know from experience, but this is just a green toned one in the continuation of that line. There is no new Pro Slim palette, so I'm suspecting that that line has been discontinued. But yeah, I'm just going to be whipping up a eye look using a couple of shades from each one so that we have a bit of an idea, and then I'm going to be putting these in eyeshadow palette reviews probably in October. So then I'll be trying each one individually and do some looks with it to see how versatile it is and what we can do with this. I like some Catrice formula eyeshadow, and some of it I really don't like. So let me see how this goes when I use it with brushes. The finger swatches were quite promising. I've applied setting spray, I've applied mascara, and this is the final look with a couple of shades from each one of these 2 palettes. So from the Wow in a Box, I used this in the crease, this is a bit of liner, and this in the inner corner, and I sort of dabbed a little bit of that in the center of the lid as well, just to add a bit more sparkle. It's got a nice texture to it. It seems to be a little bit more clumpy, so I'm very curious to see how it goes if I were to apply it all over my lid with a brush, because that might be a flaky mess, but so far it's pretty. And then from the Cozy Earth, I just use a bit of this warmer tone brown in the outer V to add a bit of definition. Use this green shimmer all over the lid, and I popped this green tone on the lower lash line. And that's pretty much all we did. So quick little look here. Quality feels very good in terms of Catrice. This seems to be like the good Catrice quality. With both of these, I just need to test it out a little bit more. With the Cozy Earth, the other palettes in this line ended up getting really, really dark discolorations in the places where I'd swatched the palette. So I hope this one doesn't do that. And this Wow in the Box, yes, it's very peach heavy, and I didn't use the 2 golds we get in here. But I'm very curious to see how I fare when I use these palettes separately from each other. Last but not least, lips. And I already mentioned that I was going to put these guys on my lips, so I'm going to save those for last and tell you a little bit about my first impression from just swatching these and showing you the swatches of these guys and these guys. So let me start here. So this is a new lip gloss formula. This is the Marblicious liquid lip gloss. It comes in, no, liquid lip balm. That's even what these are called. They're not even glosses. This comes in 5 shades. I have all 5. As you can see, like a pinky shade, a reddish tone shade, a nude, a mauve, and a berry. So very standard for Catrice lip gloss formulas. Swatching these, they feel like the lifting nude. What's it called again? Oh, what are they called? The Better Than Fake Lips volumizing lip glosses that I love in the shade Lifting Nude. That's the one. I found out that they still do that line in stores. I haven't been able to find that lip gloss line anywhere online, but in my local Kruidvat, they still do the whole range. Who knew? And they haven't been discontinued now that they have done this update. I hardly ever go in store for these products because they always put those weird stickers and sellotape on, which is why I prefer to order online. But yeah, this feels very similar the way they swatched. They look, of course, marbleized, which we know from this drugstore brand. So Makeup Revolution did this, and I think Givenchy or Glam, one of those very luxury brands, did it first. I didn't like the Makeup Revolution ones because they had a very plasticky scent and they were very, very thick on the lips, and everybody's like, oh, but you just need to use a little bit of like a small amount. This feels like a very promising formula from what I've seen so far. Not thick, not gloopy, no strings, no nothing. I do feel, and I felt a little bit like that with the Makeup Revolutions ones as well, that the minute you put the doe food back into this product, it starts to mix up. So I think that the more you use this, the more the marble effect will actually be gone because it's just like mixed into the tube in a different way, of course. The only one with shimmer is the berry shade, FYI. So if you don't like shimmer in your glosses, don't get this because in this lighting it even looks a little bit silvery blue. And then they've come out with 5 new, what are these called again? The Glossing Glow Tinted Lip Oil. Of course, Catrice could not be left behind, and I'm so glad that when I was in the UK, I picked up some lip tint, lip oil kind of products so I can compare this to those more high-end things, because these shades look exactly like the shades you can get in the House Labs lip oil. So I'm thinking they're trying to dupe that. And I have one of those now. Spoiler alert. You'll see my London haul next week, next Friday. That's when that will be up. So we have a yellow, a red, an orange, and 2 pinky shades. And some of these did stain. The brighter pink and the red left a bit of a stain behind, but the other ones seem to be just clear. But we'll see how it goes when I put these on my lips. From swatching it, and I actually put one of them on, it feels marvelous. Really good formula, and I think this may be a good dupe for my favorite Dior Lip Glow Oil in the shade pink. So I'm very happy with these because I'm currently really in my lip tint, lip oil era. So I can't wait to try those more. But as I mentioned, I can't try everything in one video because my lips don't like that. So I'm going to do a separate video where I'll be testing out both of these products in one video. That's the plan, because then I have 10, and that's okay. So let me get into the Max It Up Lip Booster Extreme. So these are tingly. They are all different tingles though, it seems, from swatching these anyways. We have 010 Spice Girl, which also says on the sticker, Spicy Chili Extract. 020 Psst, I'm Hot, which has Heat Boost, and this felt a little less intense than the red one. Then we get the blue one. This is called Ice Ice Baby 030. And this says it has a teeth whitening effect. And it's got shimmer. And then lastly, we have the Glow Boost. This is Glow On Me 040. And this, again, a bit of a stain. So let's see how these go on. And we'll see, because I got these in today. Okay, so we're starting with 010. I'm scared. I don't like these lip plumping things. That's why I had initially not bought these, but I was like, oh, I can try them for the video. So let me... Okay, So this actually also has a bit of a tint to it, so that red shade is not going to be full on, but you can see that it did something a little bit of a tint there. Like the look of it, nice and glossy, and I thought it said it had chili in, but it feels minty. It feels like I've just brushed my teeth, you know, that tingling sensation you get in your lips when you have a very minty toothpaste. It's that kind of sensation, so not very strong, not painful, not enough to really plump your lips, I think. I think you need more for that, but I cannot put this, like I cannot leave this on today. 020 then, this is the orange one that also says heat boost and it says hot. This is spicy plumper and this is the hot plumper. This smells differently as well. The other one smelled minty, this one smells fruity. It's got a sort of orange kind of scent to it. I can feel this one. This definitely has some sort of chili pepper kind of thing in there because this burns a bit more. Maybe it's because I already put the other one on that this just feels a bit more intense. But in terms of like level of intensity, this is the one where I'm like, this is borderline with what I can handle. It's not truly painful, but I just don't like that sensation on my lips. I just don't. Especially here on the edge, that's where I feel it most. Color-wise, it's mostly clear, but it does seem to have like that popsicle kind of shade to it. I quite enjoy that most of the time, so this looks like it is a pretty product if you like that spicy feeling. I know some people really adore that. I'm not one of them. Then the icy one, this also says the icy plumper, and this has the shimmer in. Oh, ugh. Ugh, I don't like that scent. So I can't really place the scent of this. It reminds me of like something I had as a kid. Maybe some like kiddie toothpaste, that sort of thing, you know, when the mint can't be too strong and they've added something sweet to it. Because it smells a bit like it's like mint with berry mixed in, which I don't love. You can definitely see a little bit more shine with this one. That's the sparkle, but it doesn't look like glitter on your lips, which I enjoy. It's very subtle. I think this is my least favorite one though. It's clear, it doesn't look blue on my lips, which is great, but I feel it does make that, like I have a purple undertone to my lips, and it just brings that to the forefront a bit more. Does it make my teeth look whiter? I don't think it does. I don't think it really does anything here. And now the reason why I'm leaving this one to last is because I think this I like the best. This is one where it just says menthol for fuller lips, so again, it should have a minty texture to it. And it's got that pinky sort of very shiny, high shine kind of formula, which I like better. This also has menthol in it, says, but it's very fruity. This is like strawberries. It's a bit similar to that lip jam thing I showed you at the start of the video. This is okay. This I like. This I would wear still on a day-to-day basis. This feels very comfortable on the lips because it's very much that sort of hydrating kind of formula. It doesn't have a tingling sensation, and the sweet scent isn't overpowering. It's not as if I feel like, whoa, I'm wearing something very sweet on my lips. But if you don't like scents, I don't think you're gonna like this. But I like the look of this. It's very glossy, very high shine. It's almost like a My Lips but better kind of thing because the little bit of pink this has means it just evens out my lip just a little bit. So those are the lip products I wanted to show you in today's video. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I really hoped you enjoyed watching this video, that you got something out of it, that it was helpful, and that you can now take some decisions on what Catrice products that are new you would like to get. So thank you so very much for joining me. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make several videos every single week, so if you'd like to stay tuned. And as I mentioned, this is all going to get reviewed, and I'll come back with another video to update you on all of this once I've given it more of a try. So stay tuned for that. For now, take care, and then I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye!